Tragic crash of Su-30 fighter jet in Karelia. Both pilots killed. On the evening of Monday, November the 13th, a major aviation disaster occurred in the Petrozavodsk district of the Republic of Karelia, casting a shadow over the end of the day and resulting in loss of life. According to preliminary and still fragmented information, a Su-30 fighter jet belonging to the aerospace forces crashed in the immediate vicinity of the regional capital, the city of Petrozavodsk. The incident unfolded in the airspace near the runways of the local city airport, which is of particular interest to the specialists investigating the occurrence. The first to report the emergency were popular news telegram channels, such as 112. In their emergency broadcasts, they indicated that there were 2 people on board the aircraft at the time of the crash, both members of the flight crew. Unfortunately, despite all the efforts that were undoubtedly made, the pilots had no chance of survival. According to unofficially confirmed information, both military pilots tragically died at the crash site. Another source, namely the telegram channel SHOT, provided further details of the incident. Its correspondents, citing their own informants in law enforcement agencies, clarified that the crash of the combat aircraft occurred in the evening, around the time when the sun had already set below the horizon, and darkness was beginning to gather actively in the sky above the Karelian forests. Such weather conditions, characterized by poor visibility, could undoubtedly have had a significant impact on the development of the emergency situation, although it would be premature to draw definitive conclusions at this stage. Immediately after the first alarm signals about the catastrophe were received, a large-scale operation to eliminate the consequences of the emergency was promptly launched in the area of the suspected crash site. All relevant emergency services quickly deployed to the scene of the tragedy, including rescue teams from the Russian Ministry of Emergency Situations, fire crews ready to combat possible ignition, as well as representatives of law enforcement agencies, whose tasks include ensuring law and order and preserving all physical evidence. They all face meticulous and complex work, not only to determine every single cause of the incident, but also to completely eliminate any possible consequences of the accident, such as environmental pollution or the presence of unexploded ordnance elements. According to eyewitnesses who were nearby that evening and became accidental witnesses to the unfolding drama, the aircraft crashed with a roar into a forested area. Following the impact with the ground, which was described as very powerful, a pillar of flame shot into the sky, accompanied by thick black smoke, clearly visible against the darkening sky. This indicates that a fire, likely triggered by the ignition of aviation fuel, almost certainly occurred at the crash site. As of now, according to the latest available data, the area where the aircraft wreckage is located has been placed under enhanced guard and cordoned off. This measure is a standard protocol in such situations and is undertaken to prevent access by unauthorized persons, curious citizens, or media representatives. This is necessary to ensure full safety during the ongoing search and rescue operations, as well as to create all conditions for the uninterrupted work of investigative teams and experts who must conduct a thorough examination of the scene. As for the official position of the military department, at the present moment, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation is refraining from any public comments on this incident. The press service has not yet released an official statement, which usually indicates that information is being carefully verified and double-checked through all channels before being made public. Currently, highly specialized experts and aviation technical specialists are conducting comprehensive work to clarify all without exception circumstances of the occurred catastrophe. A whole spectrum of potential causes that could have led to such a tragic outcome is being investigated. Among the main versions considered by specialists are a technical failure of specific systems or components of the aircraft itself, a possible piloting error, complex weather conditions, as well as a whole range of other, as yet unestablished factors. Forming final conclusions will require time necessary for a thorough analysis of the flight recorders, examination of the wreckage, and conducting other investigative experiments. Thus, as of the morning of November 14th, it can be stated that only the basic outline of events is known. On the evening of November 13th, a multi-role Su-30 fighter jet crashed in the Petrozavodsk district of Karelia. Both pilots in its cockpit died, and operational services continue their difficult and important work at the scene of the tragedy. Information about the incident continues to arrive and be clarified as events develop, and the investigation progresses.